Saudi Arabia has condemned the U.S. decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital, amid growing international criticism of the move. In a statement, the Gulf Kingdom said President Donald Trump's announcement was unjustified and irresponsible. But Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu hailed it as a historic day. President Trump's move reversed decades of U.S. policy. The fate of Jerusalem is one of the thorniest issues between Israel and the Palestinians. 8 of the 15 nations who are currently members of the United Nations Security Council have called for the body to hold an urgent meeting on the U.S. decision by the end of the week. Mr. Trump's Wednesday announcement puts the U.S. at odds with the rest of the international community's view on Jerusalem's status. The Palestinians claim East Jerusalem as the capital of a future state, and according to the 1993 Israel-Palestinian peace accords, its final status is meant to be discussed in the latter stages of peace talks. Israeli sovereignty over Jerusalem has never been recognized internationally, and until now all countries have maintained their embassies in Tel Aviv. Jerusalem contains sites sacred to the 3 major monotheistic faiths, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. East Jerusalem, which includes the Old City, was annexed by Israel after the Six-Day War of 1967, but is not internationally recognized as part of Israel. The U.S. President said he had judged this course of action to be in the best interests of the United States of America, and the pursuit of peace between Israel and the Palestinians. He said he was directing the U.S. State Department to begin preparations to move the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Despite warnings of regional unrest over any such move, the decision fulfills a campaign promise and appeals to Mr. Trump's right-wing base. "Today, I am delivering," the U.S. leader said. Recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital was nothing more or less than a recognition of reality, he added. It is also the right thing to do. The Republican Jewish coalition have already thanked the president in a New York Times ad. Mr. Trump said the U.S. still supported a two-state solution to the long-standing Israeli-Palestinian conflict, if approved by both sides, which would essentially see the creation of an independent Palestinian state living alongside Israel. In response, Mr. Netanyahu said Israel was profoundly grateful to President Trump. "Jerusalem has been the focus of our hopes, our dreams, our prayers for 3 millennia," he tweeted. Meanwhile, the U.S. has asked Israel to temper its response to Mr. Trump's announcement because Washington expects a backlash, Reuters news agency reports citing a State Department document. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas said the city was the eternal capital of the State of Palestine. He called Mr. Trump's announcement deplorable, saying the U.S. could no longer be a peace broker. There were demonstrations in Gaza against the decision before it was announced in response to a call from the Islamist Hamas movement that runs the Gaza Strip, local pro-Hamas media reported. Hamas said that Mr. Trump's decision would open the doors of hell on U.S. interests in the region. The Arab and the wider Muslim world, including a number of U.S. allies, condemned Mr. Trump's announcement. Demonstrations have already taken outside the U.S. consulate in Istanbul, Turkey. The U.S. move represents a significant decline in efforts to push a peace process and is a violation of the historically neutral American position on Jerusalem, the Saudi royal court said. Malaysian PM Najib Razak called on Muslims everywhere to make it clear that we strongly oppose the U.S. move. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said it was a moment of great anxiety. He said there is no alternative to the two-state solution. In other reaction,